All right, my friends, here we are. We are here. We are now. Welcome to Real Talk with Dom. Tonight we'll be talking to Genevieve of the Jersey Shore Ghost Tours. Go right into commercial. And we're going to get right into it. All right, we're going to add Jen in. Let's do this. Hi, my friend. I can't hear you.
There we go. Technology. Hi.
Oh. My God, we've been doing this for now months. Finally, we could show the world how we do it.
That's exciting. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
No, thank you for everything you are. And now with that, thank you. I want to show the world what you do. So explain your world.
Ooh, my world or my ghost tour world?
Everything.
Let's start with ghost tours. So I'm Genevieve. I am the owner of Jersey Shore Ghost Tours. We run tours in Keyport, New Jersey and Red Bank, New Jersey. So our tours are walking historical tours, but we delve into the really interesting, macabre, haunted history of these really, really interesting little towns. Both towns have beautiful architecture, a lot of big century Victorian homes. So we have a lot of really, let's say, fun, creepy things that we talk about.
And that's cool. I was born in Red Bank, so like you bring me back to that spot. I'm a Jersey kid, so I love talking to you guys. When you do the tours, what do you go into it as far as story? Like, how do you evolve yourself as far as like making this happen?
Well, let me give you a little bit of background about the business too, because I think that's important.
Sure.
I started with the company in 2007. My friend Tabitha and her husband Ryan Bradley both started the company, and I joined in as a guide. So I was probably, I guess, like the primary guide until 2017, when they left the state and I took over the business. So it's myself, and I have my friend Bill, who sometimes helps out when we get really busy. That's pre-COVID. That's our pre-COVID history. Yeah, there's pre and there's post. So a lot of it is really doing history, doing some background history, getting some good ghost stories. Our Keyport tour has grown by leaps and bounds. I'm not sure exactly what it is about Keyport, but people love to tell their ghost stories.
Sorry. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's one of those towns where the families go back for many generations. There's a really good set of roots here. And oftentimes while I'm doing a tour, our guests will contribute new stories. Sometimes people will be waiting for me either here or actually in Red Bank as well, when I come back to share their stories. I'm not sure what it is, but there's just this really strong allure with ghost stories. People want to hear them. They want to tell them. They want to be part of it.
Yes.
They want to see the ghosts. They want to experience the ghosts. They want to go home scared.
I think that's cool because the haunted happy hour is where like people can tell their stories, as we're going to go to later. But yeah, I think it's really cool what you do. Going into it, like, how do you deal with hecklers and stuff like that, non-believers? And then, like, on another question on top of that, how do you deal with, like, just learning the places? Like, you have to literally learn it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like...
Yeah, you do. And some of it really, a lot of it really is a performance art.
Yeah.
You know, when I first started doing the tours, I have to tell you, I am my whole life I was plagued by this terrible fear of speaking in public. And doing the tours and speaking about things that I enjoy and things that I feel really passionate about has helped me grow in such a way that I not only am I not fearful of speaking in public anymore, I really enjoy it.
Wow.
So it's just helped me grow as a person as well, which is a really interesting turn of events.
Well, you're very confident in the way you speak.
Oh, thanks.
You know, it's just one of those things that I've noticed about you from the first day I technically met you. So that's a good thing.
It's important because if you're trying to, when it comes to things like hecklers or people who are non-believers, you really have to be confident in what you're saying to get your story through to people. We don't often get people that technically heckle, but sometimes you do. You get people that want to either, it's usually people that aren't on the tour that are sort of like wandering the street and giving you a hard time.
For sure. Now, let me ask you this. What is your favorite part of going into that job? Like every day, there's so much there.
There's so much there. Some of it really is that energy that you get from performing. It's that indescribable rush that you get after you've done a really good show.
Yeah.
Some of it's that, and that is something that I'm really, really missing this year. And I'll talk about that in a little bit, but it's the costumes. It's because every tour I do, there's a costume involved. There's no jeans and t-shirt on a ghost tour on my ghost tours.
Yeah, you looked really good on the last one. I was on a live feed from your sister, which was really cool the way you guys do it. We're gonna get into all that here in a second too. Talk about some of the things you do, like the tea party and then the haunted happy hour. What do you got going on?
Oh well, I think that again that kind of like goes into the whole pandemic situation. I realized pretty early on back in March that this situation was not going to change anytime soon. So I started to kick around some ideas for what we could do to kind of keep the business going when we didn't know whether or not we'd be able to meet up in person.
Gotcha.
So I have a lot of experience doing webinars and things like that from my day job. So I started looking into Zoom and other platforms to do virtual tours, and they started out pretty simple. I think you caught one of them where it's a slideshow and I just go through and tell the stories. So I really wanted to give people some content to keep us, not just to keep us relevant as a business, but also to give people some kind of break from all of the madness that's going on. So I started doing just the simple slideshow Zoom presentations. Then it kind of grew from there. We started doing different presentations, like the life and death of Edgar Allan Poe, the Jersey Shark attacks of 1916,
Yes.
and talking about just all sorts of kind of peripheral stuff to our tours. I think I met you on the Red Bank tour, right? Is that the one that you joined in on?
No, I'm not really sure. I met you because of my aunt who just gave me to you, and I'm like, hell yeah, I want to be on a Jersey Shore ghost tour or whatever it is, and it's like, hell yeah. And you and I became friends because we want the same.
That's how, just to talk about the evolution of what we've been doing, that's sort of what kicked off our haunted happy hour. We did that virtual ghost tour, and people hung around after the presentation was over, and we started chatting about our experiences. We started chatting about our different interests, and that sparked the whole idea to sponsor a happy hour every other week on Thursdays, 7:30. You can join in. We'll send you the links.
I love it. And I actually look forward to going to that every time because, like, the people that are on there, I hope tonight, like, they all show up that we can handle. But, like, it is a pleasure talking to these people every week.
It's a lot of fun.
Like, they are just good people.
Yeah.
And you get out your feelings, plus the paranormal self as well. Like you literally just talk, and it's cool.
And it's from there, from just developing that haunted happy hour. We started a closed Facebook group so everyone can communicate through there. And it really was intended to give people, again, a nice break from all the craziness that's going on. You know, there's no politics, no religion, nothing like that. It's just everyone getting together, talking about creepy stuff, talking about urban legends and hauntings and things, and it's fun.
I would put all those links up right now, but I'm too stupid to understand how to do that right now. I'm so new to this, but I will post it later for you.
I can post it too if you'd like.
Yeah, we're good. I just don't know what I'm doing yet. This is number 2. Oh, by the way, the books are out today.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Oh, it's cool. It's like, holy crap. Number 2 is out with number 2 show. I'm like, whoa, man. And I get Jen here. So that's cool. All right, so let's get back into the ghost world. What's your favorite story of what you do?
Oh, that's like trying to ask somebody who their favorite child is. They're all special in their own way.
I mean, in a way of paranormal. What's your favorite location?
I think my favorite location at our Keyport tour is probably Old Glory, which is an old church that was converted into a restaurant.
Oh, wow.
And it's haunted by the ghost of a little girl and the ghost of a tall man that wears black.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And you're no ghost hunter. You've explained this to me. Explain that, why you do it as not a ghost hunter and just an explorer.
One of the things that really drew me to doing this is, first of all, I mean, I love ghost stories. I've loved ghost stories since I was a little kid. I love Halloween. I'm a 90s goth kid. Like that's my background. Listening to The Cure and things like that. So that's kind of like that's my world. And I've done some paranormal investigation, but not really to an extreme extent. I love the storytelling aspect of it. I love the romantic ghost stories and the drama and just the whole setting the stage, setting the atmosphere. I just absolutely love it.
That's really cool because, you know, I wish I could change worlds with you because you would have been great in entertainment as far as like just pushing story and everything forward because you just know how to do it. Like if I could change jobs, it would be, you know, pretty amazing. But yeah, my friend, you're running things and you've got a lot of projects going and it's really cool.
Keeps me happy.
As we go into it, what's your schedule looking like as far as going into the future, as far as bringing the audience in?
So we have our next Haunted Happy Hour on December 3rd.
Sweet.
Yeah, I can post up that link in a little bit for you. We have December 5th. We're doing a Krampusnacht celebration. So we're going to talk a little bit about Krampus and hopefully people will get their celebrations and we can do that via Zoom. So excited about Krampus. I mean, Krampus has just exploded in popularity in the last couple of years. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. And then following weekend, December 12th and December 19th, we're going to do virtual Ghosts of Christmas Past tours. So that'll be at our Keyport location. That entails, it's sort of similar to our regular ghost tour, but in addition to that, I've also included a lot of different Christmas traditions and stuff from throughout the Victorian times, throughout different countries around the world. So there's a lot of really interesting Christmas traditions that a lot of people haven't heard of.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then in addition to that, in case you were lacking for anything to do in December, you can check us out because we've got a lot of stuff. So that's December 12th and December 19th. And then December 27th will be our Victorian morning tea.
Oh, wow. Give me that date because I'm going to take off work because I want to be a part of that one.
Yeah, we ran one for Halloween on the day after Halloween, November 1st. And the whole concept of that really is to kind of celebrate people who've passed on and to kind of keep our family members, our beloved dead, as part of our life.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, with the last tours, with COVID-19, you had to limit the people, right?
We did. It was a bit of a challenge this year. It was a little bit upsetting for me in a lot of ways because I'm used to having a lot of people come out for our tours. I love entertaining a lot of people, but we limited our tours to 10 guests per tour this season.
Yeah.
So we had to turn some people away, and that always bums me out.
Yeah, no, and it's not your fault. But we talked about a week ago about this, and it was like the more intimate, like, that you get with people, like a group of 10 that they can actually tell their story too, where it's more comfortable. Did that work out? Yeah, did that work out for you in a way?
Yeah, it's kind of a catch-22 because on the one hand, I enjoy the big, huge, sweeping groups, and I love walking down the street with my lantern and having this long line of people behind me and having all these people listening to our stories.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, these nice little group of 10 are really, you get to actually chat with people a little bit, find out what their interests are,
Right.
What brought them to the tour, what experiences they've had. It is a nice, it's a nice size group.
Nice transition. Yeah, I would assume that would be like the key to it. When you get the bigger groups, what do you plan on doing as far as handling it again?
We've never really had a problem handling it. Everyone that comes on our tour is pretty respectful and pretty well behaved, I have to say. It is sometimes a little bit difficult with crowd control just because of the size. Our Red Bank tours are really in the business district, so we're kind of weaving in and out through a bunch of people. That can be a little bit of a challenge. Sometimes my husband joins me and helps me corral people.
Good deal.
Yeah.
I saw his art. I mean, he's an amazing artist too. So
yeah, he is. He does a lot of logos and stuff for me.
That's cool, and that's something that proceed with as far as like just art, as far as just pushing you forward as well too.
Yeah, it's very convenient.
I mean, you're following. I mean, so when you go into scheduling things, how do you plan it with the crowd control and things like that? I got to understand things like this. Like, how do you, like, people buy tickets and stuff? Like, explain that. How do you get tickets to go on one of your shows?
So, historically, pre-COVID, we have the option to buy tickets online on JerseyShoreGhostTours.net. But also, we had the option for people to walk up and pay in person. So that complicates things a little bit in that it's difficult to plan. I might have 5 people that night, or I may have 50. So, and there's not really any rhyme or reason to it. Generally, if the weather's nicer, obviously we'll get more people. But there were some nights last season where I expected maybe 5 or 6 people, and I showed up and there were 30. So it's a nice surprise.
Really cool.
It was a nice surprise, but so that gets a little bit tricky sometimes. But I do have all the records going back a couple years to kind of set some trends and see which weekends tend to be more popular than others. So I do need some additional tour guides, I think, for next season, because I'm hopeful that we'll be able to expand a bit.
Well, that's good, because like we're trying to make you expand here.
I appreciate that.
Here too, like in the background, literally about to jump on. So the haunted happy hour is going to be pretty good.
Awesome.
I could see it all. Yeah, just literally go into everything you are, Jen.
So a few years back, we did try to expand to Freehold, New Jersey. That was a fun, short-lived tour, but I think I'm going to revisit that this winter and do some more research on Freehold. Freehold is a really interesting town because the Battle of Monmouth was fought there during the Revolutionary War. So there's a lot of really interesting history and a lot of activity associated with that. So that's something I'm looking into. There's a few cemeteries around the area, looking into doing some virtual tours there. I was on the hunt for a witch grave a couple weekends ago in town, and I think I found where it is. It's not in the cemetery I thought it was. It's a cemetery in Edison.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about that. Now let me tell you about Freehold. I grew up in Keensburg a little bit, but Freehold, we had a house there. My uncle did. Literally a Victorian house.
Mm-hmm.
I want to rebuy one day just to make a museum out of it. It was the most haunted place probably I've ever been in my life. It had a carriage house in the back.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And there was a lady there. And she, my grandmother, who's gone now, but she saw her looking in a doorway, like watching the ghost. And then everyone watched her walk across a staircase and stuff like that. So it's like, in Freehold.
Oh, wow.
One of the most haunted experiences of my life, which brought me into technically what I do.
Nice.
It's cool. So I understand what you're saying with Freehold.
Yeah.
That's totally haunted.
It's funny that you say that the Victorian homes, people always associate the ghosts. And I kind of go into this a little bit in some of our tours. Everyone always expects that the ghosts are Victorian ghosts. And they're always these, you expect these like regal Victorian images that you're going to see. And that's not always the case. Some of them are from 10, 15 years ago. I choose not to tell stories that are more recent, just sort of out of respect for families and things like that.
I get it. Now I'm excited for you right now because I'm looking at this room. Everything's lighting up right now.
Awesome.
So you have Haunted Happy Hour.
Excellent. They
are here. I see Jen's here. And she don't even know it yet. She just hears from there. I see Gillian. And I see Rob and Jason here in the background. And I'll fire them up here soon.
Cool.
Yeah. Going into something, what do you want people to know going into one of your tours? What do you want them to know, what they'll get out of it, and then what they'll expect? I want them, to, as an audience, to understand what they're getting from Jen.
So one of the most common questions we get is, are there any jump scares? There's not. That's not my type of scare. Honestly, I really don't like jump scares too much. I think some of it has to do with my brothers used to hide under my bed and like grab my leg when we were growing up. But we're a different type of scare. All of the stories that I share are true to the best of my knowledge. There's stories that either myself or Tabitha and Ryan have researched. There's stories that people have directly shared with us. So even the people that come on the tours that are non-believers, I just remind them of the fact that we did do all of our research. The stories are true as far as we know. So even if they don't believe, just, suspend belief for a little while and have a good time.
That's cool. And, you talked to Paratalk Radio, which is Ted and Psychic Cindy. Mm-hmm. You talked about the pirate side of it. What's going on there?
Well, our Keyport tour, Keyport is situated right on the Raritan Bay.
Indeed.
So centuries ago.
Raritan, right up my alley.
Yep. Centuries ago, there were pirates that came ashore all the time. One of the most famous ones was Captain Kidd. He's allegedly got some buried treasure in the area. Throughout that time, there were pirates that would light fires along the Sandy Hook beaches to try to get ships to crash there, thinking that they might deter them from lighthouses and stuff. So this was like a pretty active area for pirates. So in addition to that, we also have a story that has to do with the last pirate ever executed in the United States.
Wow.
It's believed that some of the ghosts of the people that he killed are still on the waterfront. Going back to Captain Kidd's ghost has been seen along the waterfront. So we got pirates, we got prohibition, we got all sorts of fun stuff.
Oh, talk about the prohibition a little bit. What do you got for that?
Oh my goodness. So we have a few speakeasies in town, former speakeasies in Keyport. We had one of the largest illegal distilleries ever found during Prohibition here in town. There's rumors of tunnels that run under the town that may have been used for rum running and that sort of thing. So there's a lot of different connections. I don't know too many in Red Bank yet, but more so Keyport, yeah.
No, that's sweet. I mean, you got a
lot of history. We have a lot of history here.
There's so much variety that you could share to people. And not only just if you take the paranormal out, you could just share like history with people.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of history. And the thing that's actually brings me back to another thing that I love about doing the ghost tours is that having that paranormal, that ghost or haunted aspect to the story really helps people to remember the history.
Yeah, and it keeps them like, everybody kind of wants to know, like, you know, they asked me when I did the TV show, like, you know, everybody has a mysterious side of them, but they're afraid to show it. So it's kind of like things like, I know. So it's kind of like one of these things where it's like, oh, I could go on a ghost tour, but I learn history and then maybe see that side. So like, you're doing the right path, my friend. You are on point.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's something that I look forward to. In fact, this season, before the whole COVID situation, I was looking at restructuring our season because historically we ran from August through November, early November. And I was looking to expand it a little bit and do periodic tours earlier in the season just to get back out there because I love it so much.
I understand. Now, me being a ghost hunter and things I do you find a certain time that, like, while you're on your tour that you can maybe have something happen?
I've had things happen. We've had guests send us strange videos and strange photographs and things like that. We do post them on our website with their permission. I was physically pushed on a tour one night.
All right.
Yeah, that still kind of freaks me out till today. And I've taken full advantage of that and incorporated that into the tour.
Where was that? I gotta ask. I'm curious.
Well, you want to hear the story?
I totally do.
I'll save it for the haunted happy hour.
All right. Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's a good deal. All right, so people are in the room. We are at 10:28. How do you feel? You want to go to the happy hour?
You're the boss.
Guys, we're going to commercial. And we will go to the friggin' happy hour.
We'll be right back.
I love it. I really love it. Commercial.
WLFE-db Radio.
All right, my friends.
Everybody.
Hello.
We are on Real Talk with Dom, but right now I want to hand it over to Genevieve. This is now the Haunted Happy Hour.
Excellent. Oh, thank you guys so much for staying up and hanging out with us tonight. How's everybody doing?
Great. How are you?
Good. We missed you guys
We're
last
here.
week.
We miss seeing you guys.
That's one of my favorite things about doing this. My sister and I talk about it quite often, that we just love seeing everybody in the group.
For sure.
Everyone gets missed when you're not here.
I haven't seen you. Tampa Bay, I haven't seen you guys in a while yet. Like, what, 2 weeks now?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
That's a long time.
It is a long time.
Yeah, we flew to Paris.
No,
And,
we were camping.
That's cool. Now, what's cool about little, with Jen, with her work, she'll give you a virtual tour on the Haunted Happy Hour as far as like her work. It's amazing. Like these are people I see bi-weekly, and I love their face. So it's just cool, man.
I'm loving this too. I think that's another thing that we didn't really get too much into. I think that the pandemic situation gives you a different perspective on the people that you know, and lets you meet people that you probably wouldn't have met otherwise.
Totally, yeah. I would have never met any of you if it wasn't for this. If it wasn't for you, really.
And that's look at my sister drinking.
I wasn't supposed to tonight.
Hey, it's Haunted Happy Hour.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
allowed
you.
to know.
And we don't have happy hour this Thursday, so we're taking advantage of tonight.
We should
Cheers.
do it live.
Oh boy. That could get messy. Look at you.
That's cool.
We're not promoting drinking by yes. I got my tea.
All right, well, what you got going? Like, run this. I love it.
So is anybody else joining? Or are we good to start chatting?
As of right now, it's us. Let's run it.
Awesome. So I figured since this is the first happy hour on DJ's show, that it would be cool to start way back where we started in the beginning with some of our first happy hours and just talk about any paranormal experience that you, or first, actually, Rob and Joan, if you could talk about what you guys do, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wherever you're comfortable sharing.
Sure. We belong to a group of paranormal investigators. Many of us are sensitives, and we have one Reiki master in the group, and we help people that need help. That's our big deal. We like to help people. It's been difficult for us. The other people are younger, so they've been able to go out on investigations, and we've stayed at home. So they suggested we try remote viewing, which we'd never done before. And I was shocked. I've been like 100% every time on the remote viewing, which nobody is more surprised than I am. Without telling any names, the last people that we helped, I saw the size of their house, the color of their house, the age of the person that the activity was around, and what the activity was. So that was crazy.
So
And
how
then-
does that work?
Remote viewing?
Yeah.
Jen, we talked about this last week. with Catherine. Remember what I said with her dreams? Oh my God, I wish they were part of it. Like, remote viewing. Holy crap, how is this being brought back up?
So every time that I've done remote viewing, I see the structure first, the outside of the building, and I see it in a lot of detail. And what happens is, like, I'll be thinking about, like, our group will say, okay, we're going to go to such and such a town to help certain people. And through the week, I'll be thinking about it, and images will start popping into my head. I mean, and every time I've seen exactly the house, which is weird to me. I mean, you know, and then I'll see what's happening there and who it's happening to. And sometimes I actually have entities come forward. We went to, probably about a month ago, we actually were able to go on an investigation because it was the Clay County courthouse and jail. So we took the courthouse and they took the jail. So we were by ourselves. And I was laying down that afternoon before we went to the courthouse, and I saw the outside of the courthouse and the jail. Like I said, I always see the buildings first. And then this figure came forward, a man came forward. I saw him exactly. He was wearing a wide black rimmed hat. He was wearing a black suit, period clothing, white shirt, and I couldn't figure out the tie. It was some kind of weird tie, looked like made out of ribbon or something. We got there, we all met outside, and I told them what I had seen. And the man who was letting us in said, "Come with me." We walked inside the building, and there was this big picture of exactly the person I described, dressed exactly as I said. And he was a sheriff that had been murdered there during an interrogation. And I felt like he was trying to warn me. And what happened was, after we had done the courthouse and they had done the jail, we switched. I walked into the jail, and for the first time ever during an investigation, I felt really bad. And I could tell that there was something there that did not want me there at all. I mean, it was bad. And I think that Sheriff Cherry, who I found out that was his name, had come to warn me to stay out of the jail part. He had stood in front of it when I saw him. So that's crazy. That's just some of the stuff that we've had happen.
Yeah, that's really.
Before we did paranormal investigation, we did deliverances for a long time. So that's why we don't like to do them anymore. And that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, I understand what's going on right here, right now. Jen, explain to everybody who's watching from the outside what's happening. Because there's random people popping in. This is the happy hour.
Yeah,
so like,
this is kind of like our Zoom meetup where people just come and go and say hi and have a drink, share some experiences. Say hi to Ryan and Annie down in the corner and that beautiful little
Ryan and Annie.
I love it.
The camera.
Guys,
I was totally trying to listen to all of your story, Joan, but I kept seeing the cat's face and it just made me. That's one thing I learned on a ghost tour is you can't compete with animals.
That's true.
Yeah, they take over.
Like if I'm telling a story and someone walks a dog through, everyone's just distracted by the dog. So I apologize. I was giddy over the cat visiting.
I like the cat's tail now myself.
So that's generally the setup for the haunted happy hours. People pop in, we have a few drinks, we talk some ghosts, conversation. I usually try to pick a few topics, but the conversation evolves and changes and ends up going all sorts of different ways.
Indeed. We'll pick a topic. Put us on the spot.
Well, I really wanted to talk about people, just keep it basic and talk about your paranormal experiences. And I think, Joan just gave us a really intense one.
Indeed. Yeah, for sure.
Really intense one.
And your sister, Jill, you live in a haunted house, right?
yeah, I do.
reoccurring situation?
I just had an experience the other night. I have 3 dogs. We all know this.
We all see them on Haunted Happy Hour.
We all know this. I'll give you a topic. And I have a specific area in the kitchen where I prepare their food. So whenever I stand at that part of the counter, they all kind of shark around me. So the other day I was making something and I thought my dog Jack was next to me and he was barking and crying for broccoli because he loves broccoli. And where I stand is right next to the sink. So I was chopping whatever, he was barking and crying, and I was like, just hang on. I put the knife in the sink, and I turned to give him his food, and he was across the house on the couch. So he was never next to me.
Oh, wow.
That's the thing that creeps me out about, like, I'm generally not too creeped out about hauntings and stuff, but the stuff that goes on at her house creeps me out because I feel like it's mimicking things that are already there. Like, she hears voices of people that are not, like,
Yeah, I've heard yours.
But
I've heard yours. I've heard your husband's voice in my house, and you weren't there.
Yeah, that unsettles me a little bit. It's what you got.
You know, I live here.
Can I make a comment about that?
Yeah, of course.
You have they say quartz does that. I'm so sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full. They say that quartz does that. That like retains memories and sounds and moments.
Did you say quartz?
Right? So I wonder if like you have wherever you're at, if you have a high like quartz content in your
vicinity.
Yeah, your soil or
Foundation.
Like, yeah.
I just feel like this was the area we live in was Edison's dumping ground when he was. Yeah. Yeah, we learned that we live in Bloomfield and we learned that when we went to the Edison Museum in West Orange. And he was talking about the Silver Lake area of Belleville, Newark, and Bloomfield, and how Edison, because we're by the Passaic River, and we have all these little creeks and stuff that go down to the Passaic River, and he would dump all of his toxic stuff into those creeks down into the Passaic River. And, you know, the guy who ran it was like, well, you don't have to worry. You don't live there. And I was like, we just kind of bought a house a month ago there. So you might have to worry about
it. Yeah. That's something to look into, though. It's a good point, Annie.
It really is.
You could probably get things, do at least some soil testing or something to figure out what's going on in that area. You might want to, actually, knowing that information.
And I keep saying, Tampa Bay, we're getting together here soon.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to do this. It looks like someone else is trying to jump on, so I'll give them a moment, whoever that is.
Hopefully we'll keep it clean.
This is one of your haunted happy hours. Ma'am.
Oh, forever.
They're already on. It says Ryan and Ann are trying to jump on, but they're frozen.
They're here.
Oh, they're frozen.
They're
They're probably trying
So
to
I'm
come on
going to
again.
remove that one, and then I'll add the stream back to the roots. Here we are.
There
Better?
we go.
Oh, they're moving. They're trying
It's
to.
a good thing I'm not that dumb yet.
I'm not as dumb as I am.
I know. I'm like, whoa, man. All right. So, Jen, keep it rolling, girl.
So we've got Jill's haunted house. We have what else have we talked about? Oh, you know, I have a weird thing too. You're talking about the remote viewing. I don't know if this counts as that, but I think it was last year. I was talking to a woman who she owned a store in Red Bank, and she was sharing some of her ghost stories with me, so I could start including her shop on the tour. And she was a medium, and as she was talking with me, she started giving me a bunch of details about my house. And at first, you know, I was thinking like, okay, you know, anyone can figure out, oh, it's a 2-bedroom house, blah, blah, blah. But she started giving me really specific details. Like the floor in the basement is dirt. The wide plank hardwood floors. She said there's a small room, it's like an alcove, which is the room that I'm in right now. I wasn't in this room on the phone call. And then she started giving me information about the ghosts that are in my house. It completely threw me off. As much as I am a believer, she was so spot on with things that she could not have possibly known, that it really, I had never had somebody do a reading like that inadvertently, just casually, just give me all that information. It was really interesting and really cool. So she did say that I have 3 ghosts in my house. I don't often feel like I have ghosts in the house, but I can say that one time I was walking through this room that I'm in now. It's a small room that leads into the bathroom. And as I was walking through the room, I felt like I walked into somebody. And I discussed that a little bit with her, and she said, "Yeah, that was Hannah." Okay. Next time I'll say, "Excuse me."
That's cool. Now, Jen, when we go to Haunted Happy Hour, like when the way we evolved, you started off with a subject and we all taught. And then all of a sudden it just got to nature where it's goes everywhere.
Yeah.
What do you think made that happen? The comfortableness of our feelings together, things like that. I don't know. Emotion.
I think that's part of it. I think that my goal in starting this, even though we kind of accidentally started it, it sort of just grew out of this random conversation that we had after a ghost tour. I started really thinking about and talking with Jill about starting the group and stuff. And it really grew into trying to set up a community, get people together that are like-minded, get people together that really have a lot to chat about. And I think that's how it's growing. And that makes me really happy.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
We look forward to seeing people. We did meet up. We did for the New Jersey people. We had a meetup in person a couple weeks ago where we did a brief ghost tour in Keyport and then went to McDonough's and had quite a few drinks. They were green drinks.
We had buckets of drinks.
Yeah, we did. So that was, it's making friends. It's getting connections. It's maintaining connections in this like really distanced time, which I think is really important.
Totally, indeed. I gotta ask another thing too. What keeps bringing everyone back? So this is a question for everybody in the room right now. What makes you come back, and what makes you stay?
The bond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's my sister. She doesn't have a choice.
I like everybody here. I like hearing what everybody has to say.
Yeah, it's I think that in this time is everything that Jen created is what's needed as far as like
created it. This is us. This is all of us here.
Yeah.
We set the dynamic. We set the exchange. I'm grateful to all you guys. Every time I sign on, I'm like, oh, is everyone going to show up? And then everyone shows up and it's like, yay, everyone came to our party.
I like hearing everybody's viewpoint. I like that everybody is respectful of everybody else's viewpoint. I like that. It's comfortable. There's not a lot of controversy here, and
no,
yeah,
not allowed.
Yeah, it's
we
like
want it to be pure and drunk filled.
I think it's really important to just keep exposing yourself to new things all the time because, like, especially now, it's so easy to just get into a rut. Like tonight, we're like, oh, do we wanna? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. Like,
I'm so happy you're here.
What glass you have,
Believe
girl?
me, we are too.
we're tired, but it's so important to just keep like exposing yourself to new things. So that's what keeps us coming
Absolutely.
back. I mean, that and
awesome
spooky stuff.
Yeah.
Too, so.
No, I'm glad you guys all come. Like I was super tired tonight. Like this is all organic too. Like, I'm just glad you guys are all here because we're all part of this show. But like, this is Jen's engine as far as the haunted hour and everything. So it's like, it's really a good creation as we go, and it's just about like technically supporting each other, you know.
Absolutely.
So,
now, what about Miss Jen there? Why does Jen come back?
What's that? Oh yeah, here, come on, let's talk about it.
Our resident baby.
Poor Jen.
I like to see her. I like to see how everyone's doing every week or every other week and checking in.
Ouch.
Whoa! All right.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can
A
hear
lot
you.
of feedback.
Like an '80s movie.
Hold on.
Jen's possessed right now, so
I think this happened last time, if I do recall correctly.
So
Yeah.
before Jen gets on, I want to actually take a turn on this right now. I have somebody next to me right now, and we're not going to get into this. I'm in a haunted house for sure, and you guys all know this. And then
Oh,
the person that's sitting here right now with me said there's an old man in the house, and yes, they're right. So they just saw.
I see a ghost over your shoulder.
Looks like acid.
Oh, that's only Boo.
Boo's always the star of the show.
Real talk with Boo. The hell with dumb. No, there was an experience that just happened within 15 seconds of us all technically talking. So yeah, it just happened, and there's no proof.
No, I had
Of
to
course,
come out. He
yeah.
was talking to me in the bedroom.
You know, I think we try too hard to get proof sometimes. You know, we discount our feelings so much. We're in a society that really wants that hard data and wants that proof, but so often these things can't be captured by data, or the data can be manipulated, which is even more.
Yeah.
You know,
I think everybody wants to be approved of, you know.
yeah.
And
right.
what they're doing is real, you know, because it's real to us because it happens to us.
Yeah.
But everything can be faked. So even when you get real proof,
You can be rest assured that I am not smart enough to fake anything.
neither are we.
I don't think we have that time to fake it. Now I'll tell you, like, if you guys could see the real experience I'm experiencing right now to my left, I could see the scared in this person, and just she will sit here until I go back in the house. So it really is true. Like, there's no evidence I could prove unless I turn it, but I'm not going to. I mean, it just is what it is. So that's cool, man. So we are.
Yeah, it's hard. It's sometimes hard for me because in my daytime job, I'm in a very science oriented field. So I try to, like, there's part of me that always wants that data and always wants that like validation. But then there's this other. I think that's what draws me into doing this stuff and hosting these events and things, is because this gives me the opportunity to open that part of my brain up.
I understand.
I
Yeah.
totally agree with that. Like I'm in a majorly like sciencey field that's in the spotlight right now.
Oh yeah.
Such a release to be able to validate my empathic feelings and like my intuition and you know share things and be supported and believed and find comfort in a group of people that are like totally believe this stuff is absolutely possible.
Yeah.
And especially being all sciencey, you and I know anything is possible.
It is. It is. And I think it's the foolish scientist that doesn't think anything, that thinks that the stuff is impossible. But I remember, like, even when I was little, like, it's such a silly analogy, but the first time I saw Ghostbusters, and I was like, oh, that's a job? These guys are scientists and that's a job? Like, that's what I want to do when I grow up.
That's how I felt when I saw Outbreak for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
I totally wanted to be Dustin Hoffman when I grew up.
We'll have to talk about that offline because I think we have some similar.
Let's talk to Jen. What? Jen, come on. You had a story.
Again, Jen, stop messaging me, Jen.
Come on. I know I had to call her out there. Come on.
So, Jen, what brings you to the haunted happy hours?
I like seeing everyone and checking in, see how everyone's doing, and see what everyone's up to.
I think that makes me so happy. I feel like it's almost like providing a service for, in a way, you know, like a positive, uplifting community service with ghosts.
It's kind of
Well, don't you think for so many years that people that saw things and heard things, you couldn't talk about it because that was crazy or it was demonic or, you know, it was just, you couldn't talk about it. And to be able to talk about it is really healthy. And you feel better because you find out how many people are actually experiencing and seeing the same things that you are. So, you know, then we're all crazy.
Well, that's a thing. When I said, you're talking a good point there, because that's when I said with Jen, when she's doing her tours with only 10 people, it's more intimate with people who want to get it out there, who are afraid to speak in a crowd of many when they could just do it in 10 or just take it aside. And that's technically where the haunted happy hour goes, where it's like people could just come in here and talk and listen to us. We had a lady the other night, right? Jen, with the she was only a part of one
that
thing.
was your first one, yeah.
Yeah, and then she just let it all out.
Yep.
She was
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah, I love her.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think she comes back.
There was a few people that pop on that don't say anything.
Right.
And sometimes they message me after and they say they just like to hear people's stories. They just like to check in.
It's that
They don't feel comfortable talking.
Right.
And that's cool too, you know?
But maybe they will feel comfortable talking.
Yeah.
That's the point, right? Isn't this where we could come and just talk about things where it's like, hey, you know, everyday life, heartbreak, things like that, and then like a little bit of like, oh my God, I seen a ghost and things like that. And none of us judge.
By the way.
You know, yeah.
By the way, there's a ghost. I you know, one night I was doing I think it was a Poe presentation or something, and I lingered a little bit after and was taking some questions and stuff, and there was a woman who jumped on and said that there's a man standing behind you, and I was like, cool. So you never know what people are going to pick up on when they watch your videos.
I know. And then we had kind of almost like a psychic reading the other night, right? Like,
yeah.
I'll talk to it. It got really deep, and I'm not going to get into it. We got into sleep and everything, like the
sleep paralysis and old hag syndrome.
Yeah, the friggin' conversation just goes whoop right out the door, and just we go.
Well, it's my intention that it stays that way. That it's a fun place, it's a safe place for people to talk. I posted the happy hour group page, Facebook page, up in the chat if anyone's interested. Anyone that's watching is interested, but come
hang out with us.
Yeah. And I did make that group. That group is private. So anything that you share in there stays, like, people can't see that. So I hope that that gives people a little more comfort in sharing things and engaging and being interactive.
Yeah, and who's not interactive tonight? Like, this will be aired. Like, this is forever now. It never goes away, Jill.
Oh, no.
So like our souls.
You know? But yeah, people will come back and look, and I want people to be comfortable, and then go to Jen, go to her page, and become a part of us. Become a part of her, like her like.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, indeed. Just join us. Like, you're cool with us, man. You know.
Dom, did you see that somebody is here from the Netherlands?
What's that?
Someone is joining us from the Netherlands.
Really? Wow.
That's pretty cool.
That's
And
really
that's the other really cool thing that I never put any stuff. I never ever considered doing virtual tours and things like that. The reach that you get from that, I just completely underestimated it. I never thought. I mean, I do it in my business, like in my professional life. Never considered it for this part of the thing.
Jen,
I never met you guys.
I gotta stop you real quick. How the hell do you see who's viewing that I don't?
Oh, I know all about your technology troubles, sir.
If you go to the chat, you can look at comments.
All right, yeah.
Private
Maybe
chat and there's comments.
I'm not touching nothing right now because everything's going perfect.
Oh, you said it.
Did you guys see
So, yeah.
Ryan's and my spooky ride
Yeah.
this evening? That was so cool. I actually went to college there.
Where was that?
For almost a semester. I went to college there, and it's been abandoned for 3 years, and the land has just reclaimed the earth.
Happens
It's just
quick.
so creepy. Like it was just, I was so exhilarated. I said to him, I'm like, I haven't felt like this in so long. I'm like, that's it. We're gonna go search out like abandoned places. Like it was so creepy.
If
it was
you need
exhilarating.
someone to help you.
But that's in Pemberton Township. That's the township that we live in. Burlington County College.
I'll tell you this.
That was a really cool picture.
You know we're going there this weekend.
Yeah.
I did a video, but my phone died while I was videoing, so
Of
I didn't
course.
save it. So I'm going back tomorrow night, and we're
all about
gonna
it.
drive around video.
I gotta pack my shit. I gotta go
Don't get
to
in trouble. Don't get in
Hey,
trouble.
man, you're welcome whenever.
Well, Jill, we have a ghost walk to do this weekend.
Uh-oh.
We're going on Woodbridge. Was it Rude Christmas Ghost Walk?
Nice.
I'll post the information on the happy hour page.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
that's going to be fun for me. It's really fun when other people lead the tours and I get to just watch.
So whoever's watching, I want Jersey, tell people about Whippoorwill. Because I tell people about it and they don't understand. Tell them.
Is that Whippoorwill Valley Road?
The road, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know all about that.
I thought you were asking about the bird.
No. Yeah, that's Crybaby Bridge, I believe, and Brownie Road, I think, intersects with that, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it's probably something like that.
Yeah.
You're probably.
It's just creepy as shit, right?
It is. Oh yeah.
So, the experience I had, my cousin and I, and I'm going to get into a ghost experience too. My cousin and I went down the road, and we're rolling down it, and they said headlights will pop up out of nowhere. And they did. And they chased us out of the son of a bitch. So I'm like, well, how did that really happen on that night like that? Like, do you stop to see who they are? Is it a phantom truck, or do you just roll the hell out of there?
Or is it somebody thinking, I'm going to perpetuate this urban legend and I'm just going to hang out here and chase everybody?
Well, I mean, that's going to be their job because they got me that night.
I would do that one.
I have said from time to time, like there are nights where I want to wear my ghost tour costume, like my big Victorian morning dress, and just walk around town at like 2:00 in the morning. If anyone tells stories about me.
I would wear my clown mask to like Stop and Shop.
Yeah, you get punched. You get punched for that.
There was a guy in our town that lives very near to us that was literally just walking the streets the days before Halloween dressed as Jason. Like just walking around town to like creep everybody out. It was wonderful.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah, I
when
thought
you
about
said headlights suddenly popped up, I had a totally different vision in my head. So
We've had a lot of people walking around with the plague mask.
Oh yeah,
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
They put posies like flowers in the tip of it to stop the smell, the stench of death.
Yeah.
Ring around the rosy.
Yep. Exactly.
I don't want to get too lovely here or the word, but you guys have made my night. I was very nervous going in tonight with Jen. Like, it's my second one in. You all have made this show. It just, you guys
It's
are,
our pleasure.
and thank you for being here.
Thanks for doing this. This is awesome.
Dude, I love this. Are you kidding me?
Thanks for having it.
No, for
You're
sure.
a wonderful host.
I'm trying. Like, I'm learning as I go, and you guys just made the night, and that's what.
Well, you're
that's
doing great. Keep it up.
You're only halfway there.
We'll
Number
be
two,
halfway there.
and listen to this. Hey, Jen, you're gonna love this. My books are out.
Go little gig writer.
Shameless.
Both of my
It
books
has
are
to
out.
be shameless. This is
Shameless.
Shameless self-promotion is a good thing.
Shameless.
I love it. So I thank you guys for everything you are. So yeah, just keep this rolling. We actually have another hour, but we're not going to go that much further into it. But let's speak a little bit more.
Well, I have something that I'd like to share that I'd like everybody's input if maybe you've ever had anything like this happen.
Indeed.
We had a little we had an apartment in Miami for a while because of his work. And there was a little 11-year-old girl in the apartment at Ghost. And she got very demanding of attention and, like threw a laundry basket down the hall and stuff. And I told her she needed to behave or she'd have to leave. Long story short, she had to leave. So we saged and we salted and all different kinds of things. When she left, we had sliding doors onto a balcony from our living room and also from the spare bedroom. And so it was one balcony and both sets of sliding doors, right? When she left permanent footprints on the balcony floor, going out of one door and trying to come in the other, and couldn't because we'd already salted and stuff. And beside her were paw prints of a dog that were huge, like this big. And her footprints were smaller than the dog's footprints, right?
Yeah.
So have you ever heard of anything like that where it left a permanent mark? It was there forever.
Wow, I never heard it. Yeah, never.
Permanent footprints and like permanent marks, but like the dog, the giant. If they were little paw prints, like I was like, because my homo, but like big giant paw prints.
Yep.
I'm like,
we only had a small poodle too, so it wasn't from our dog.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've heard of something similar, but not quite that personal. I mean, there's a I can't quite remember where it is. I want to say it's somewhere in Middletown, but it was a fairly famous house where.
Right?
No.
Jersey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was a apparently there was a murder there, and there was a blood stain left on the carpet. And they, no matter how many times they redid it, whether they, put in hardwood floor or slated it, it always came back every single time. And it was a really, really, really famous house. And I have to say it's got to be in Middletown, I believe. And they did tours for a very, very, very long time. And I think they put a stop to it about 4 or 5 years ago, if I recall. But I could be wrong on that.
Huh. Yeah, we even had the manager come over and we said,
permanent mark.
You have heard of permanent marks? Or
there's a church too near Freehold. There's a church that has blood stains from a soldier from the Revolutionary War.
Old Tenant,
yeah, and those stains are permanent. They can't get those off.
I have photos of it.
Right. Like a
Oh.
big white church
But that's a
with
little bit different because that was like an activity that happened there, and they
That's
can't
true,
like a
right.
physical activity that happened, and they can't clean. They can't remove that stain. It's a little bit different than I think than what you're talking about, where a paranormal entity left permanent.
Natural entity
Now,
left it.
I
Yeah.
just want to go into comments real quick because Jen, you have a nice following right now.
Me and your brother, Jen.
Talk with Teddy says, "Hi all." Patrick Cross, who's a paranormal investigator. You
Cool.
can check him out on different TV shows as well. He says, "Hey," saying hi on the site. So that's cool, man. So like, Patrick, what's up? Like, meet Jen and everyone. So join us one day. I see all these comments. You really have a nice backup here.
Cool.
That's cool.
Well, thanks for giving us this platform. This is just fantastic.
Oh, this
Yeah,
is
if anyone has any ideas about spectral entities leaving permanent marks, put them in the comments, please.
Yeah. I'd love to hear more about that. I'd love to know if anyone else had that experience.
Me too. Me too. Or if anyone knows what it is, you know?
Yeah.
And I would have commented earlier if I educated myself on how to just look at comments and talk to people. Like I said,
That's why I'm here, Dom.
yeah, I know. Those people are here.
That's
there.
the best way. That's the best way to keep users, like viewers, engaged too. They're like, "Oh, he said my name."
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know Patrick Cross and Ted and everyone. Like, it's like, yeah, they hold it down. Ted's technically my mentor of everything. Like, you did Paratalk radio with them, what, 2 weeks ago? A week ago?
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, and it went well. So,
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
They're a really good group of people. That was a lot of fun.
just cool people in general.
And that's the thing that I love about this is that we already have that baseline. We already have that agreed upon thing that we're interested in. So you build a relationship off that. It's really cool.
Indeed. And you and I have built a relationship as far as like, we know we can work great together. So there's going to be future shows where I'm going to ask you to co-host with me.
That would be so much fun. Thanks.
Okay.
So I actually, I described our group and probably the best way possible today when I was talking about like what we do. And I said, we mix spirits with spirits, but only in the highest of spirits.
Indeed.
Can you write that? Can you send that to me? Can I put that in the bio on our group?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, perfect.
You know the one thing we didn't do tonight is the one thing we do all the time. Cheers.
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 Indeed.
I wasn't going to drink tonight.
Famous last words, Jill.
I feel like I'm
I have those last words all of the time.
I just have Earl Grey. I feel like I'm an old lady drinking my tea.
Be careful.
All right, so
no one here is old. I'm
I'm on call, so this is not a good idea.
It never is.
well, you got to explain what you do because the world doesn't know what you do.
I'm
okay with that.
I'm an apprentice at a funeral home, so I'll be licensed by the hopefully by the spring.
All right. So she works at a funeral home, everyone. If you come every week, you understand what she does because like she'll do a virtual tour. Like literally, she took us through the entire friggin' building. And
I should have holed up there tonight, but I've been at work. I worked 63 hours last week, so I'm not going to be there more than I have to right now.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that you're here.
One of the really cool things about what Jen does is not just the fact that she's apprenticing to in a funeral home, but she just provides this profound sense of comfort for people who are at their worst possible moment. And I think that that's just that's the ultimate act of service. And I think it's wonderful. So just had to say some love.
It's her life, what she wants to actually do with her apprenticeship and becoming what she wants to become.
Yeah.
Is love
No,
it.
I think it's great. And one thing about her, which built her character with somebody that I look at, she's so quiet during the entire friggin' time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like how
She's collecting our information.
No, because I've learned to listen more than I speak when I'm with families. So I like to I like to actively listen to what's going on rather than listen to speak. So
It's
Well,
a
Jen,
valuable thing.
what will bring other people here? Tell them.
There's always an animal or two in the videos too. Sorry.
That's part of it. Jen, tell everyone what will bring people to the Haunted Happy Hour. Like, let's start driving them here.
I mean, look at us. We're having so much fun.
And
What do you mean?
weirdly enough, I'll tell you, we're live in front of the world, and I feel like I'm on Ibaile Thursday night. Like, I don't even care where this goes now. I'm so comfortable.
And again, I think that speaks to the people in the group. You know, it's I can provide the platform, but if everybody doesn't participate or people are grumpy and in a bad mood and they say mean things, it's not going to work. We have a good dynamic. We have a lot of great people that join us. We have a lot of interesting stories. We have a lot of different perspectives, and that just helps build the community and strengthen it. And I'm so grateful for all of you guys. It really gives me something to look forward to. We've only been doing this for a couple months, and I hope that it continues.
I don't know how to do that. My fingers. All right.
I don't know how to do that.
I mean, sometimes I end the meetings and like my face hurts from laughing, and that's just
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
I kind of have to love
Like,
you.
oh, the smiling
Hey.
is too much for me.
I got a small splash screen.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi, guys. Like, listen, I'm so sorry. I'm such a late bird. Can somebody just give me a spanking, please?
That's a whole different kind of happy hour.
This is from Paratalk Radio. Also, this is Epic Cindy. Just to bring into the
Different
show.
Okay, sorry, different show. This is haunted stuff. I got it. Sorry.
Holy
Woo!
shit.
Better change to the right version of Cindy.
We're good. This is Psychic Cindy. She has her own show on WLFE-db. Also with Paratalk Radio, as which you interviewed Genevieve a few weeks ago. So this is our other guest.
Welcome, welcome.
Oh my gosh.
Hey.
It's a family drama right now, so can you give me a moment? I'm sorry.
Hey, Cindy, just to bring you up the loop, we have no idea what we're talking about. We're just here.
Awesome. I love it. That's how I roll. I'm sorry. I just have to take this really quick. I'm sorry.
No worries. Holy shit. I gotta mute her for a moment. All right,
That's a new energy.
Guys, yeah, she's part of the network. As far as like host her own show and plus Paratalk Radio. Definitely look into her. She's a really cool person. So, and as we go, we just roll with it, And I look at her laughing.
Right.
Sorry. No, I'm laughing because it's family drama.
Family drama for what?
Thanksgiving.
Oh. Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. Yes.
We might have to do a haunted happy hour on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Wait, say that again?
That would be awesome.
Oh,
The closest
yeah.
thing to drama I have for Thanksgiving is my daughter wants me to make mac and cheese. And I'm like, I don't do mac and cheese for Thanksgiving. You want mac and cheese? Make your own mac and cheese.
Well, you do
I
now.
have a very strict menu, and mac and cheese is not one.
Needless to say, she was not happy.
Wait, so how old is your daughter, though?
She's my youngest. She's 19. Thank you.
Oh, Listen, she is old enough to make it herself.
No, she's my baker. So she does all the pies, all the cookies, like all that stuff.
I mean, it's
I don't
baked
like
macaroni
sweets.
and cheese.
And she's constantly bringing me like pastries and cookies, and I'm like, thanks, honey. Like I'm not gonna eat this. Give it out to the neighbors. Like, yeah. So she's my baker. I'm the cooker.
Macaroni and cheese is kind of baked.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, right.
Only the end part, though.
Thank you.
She's gotta learn it.
No, listen, this is how I feel. If she's going to provide the desserts, listen, Mom, you got to make what the dessert mama wants. Listen, nobody shall stand between me and the desserts. And if there's mac and cheese that needs to be made in order for the desserts to be in front of me, somebody better make some mac and cheese.
I don't eat desserts though. Like the reward's not in it for me. She's got to come up with something.
I can't even do that for you. Oh my gosh.
Just took a U-turn. I love it.
What are we going to do about this? We got to figure out your resolution to this.
I'm going to send you a mac and cheese.
I'm going to do it in a crock pot because I have no space left in the oven. So
You can crock pot mac and cheese.
You can crock pot everything.
You can crock pot anything.
In a crock pot.
That sounds
I'm
delicious.
afraid of no, my mom has an Instant Pot. I'm afraid of the Instant Pot.
Me
Yeah,
too.
I have an Instant Pot too. And
I have one I never opened.
Yeah.
I'm going to explode my house.
That's right. It's a pressure cooker.
Mine is Instant Pot. I'm too afraid to try that.
Yes.
And see how the conversation evolves.
Wait, what were we talking? Sorry, it's my fault. I said
No. That's totally not what I meant. We were just talking about earlier how we have a topic at first and then the conversation just goes all over the place.
So
Hey,
for
guys.
me, it's legitimate. I have ADD, so shiny objects are like my forte.
We go from goats to mac and cheese. Why not?
Mac and cheese.
It's like you.
So listen, I love mac and cheese. I'm with your daughter. I'm team go mac and cheese.
all right. We got to vote for mac and cheese.
Yeah, vote for mac and cheese. Oh shit!
You know what? Okay, then everybody take a vote. Who says that I have to make mac and cheese? Show me a hand. We got 1, 2. She's drinking wine.
You guys!
I stay in. It's your house, your rules.
How about we change it? We tweak it a little bit. How about this? How about instead of macaroni, it's cauliflower, and it's cauliflower and cheese.
No. What? No.
I'm keto. So actually, I'm naughty lately, so it's non-keto. But I'm keto, so oh my gosh, I have to tell you,
Cauliflower.
mac and cheese is amazing.
Cauliflower is gonna haunt me all night now. Like that's gross.
Jen just sent me a message and ruined mac and cheese for me forever.
Never. I'm telling you, you have never had loaded cauliflower and cheese.
I know what she sent you. I know what she told you.
When I come up north, I want you to make it for me, okay?
Okay.
I'll never do it again.
White cheddar is fine. Jill,
I got a lot of people to make it.
White cheddar?
Yellow?
I could do white cheddar.
It can't be cheddar.
I gotta visit my friends in Tampa first, but then I'm coming to you guys.
Well, you have to wait till COVID is done because I can't be around people because I have to be around my mom who's immunocompromised.
Well, I'll tell you this: I'm gonna vaccine.
Okay.
I got a couch. You're welcome.
You got some time for that, buddy.
You're gonna be on so many classes in Jersey.
I just have to do it because I travel a lot with work, and I just have to just say yes, and I'm okay with it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been kind of forced to with my notary business, so I've had so many.
If it's my part to keep everyone safe for me to just take the shot, I will.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you have a black cat with white paws?
What's that?
Yeah.
My cat is all black, but he won't come and sit on my lap while I'm doing this. He'll be like, no, I don't know who
Look at that face.
Oh my gosh. And little white parts on his face.
So cute.
You're so cute. Oh my God. Simeon, come here.
Jen? I don't know.
He's like,
We lost Jen.
She finished the bottle of wine. She's
he's like, no. Woo.
She's
And it
stopping
gets-
some grapes.
Sometimes it gets more out of control as the drinks start flowing.
I was like, time for me to do that. Click. I'm out.
So I'm gonna introduce Tampa Bay. Introduce yourself. I say Tampa Bay. Introduce yourself to Psychic Cindy because you guys all do the same thing as far as myself. So I want to introduce you both.
Okay,
Together.
who am I being introduced to?
Up top,
No.
say hello to each other.
Hello to each other.
Hello to
So they are investigators, as I am. Yes.
Oh, us. Yeah.
Yeah. They
We're
totally are.
paranormal investigators.
We investigate paranormal stuff.
I have been known to investigate paranormal stuffs as well.
We knew that.
John and Rob, how did you guys find us?
We just logged on a little while ago.
How we found you was that one of the women in our paranormal investigation team had found you, and then she texted us.
And she didn't join?
There's my
She didn't join? No, she's a nurse in a hospice, and so she works the night shift.
Don't put him over here. No, he's not going to be happy.
And she's a sensitive, so yeah, our life
Oh my
is.
goodness. I feel bad for her being in the hospice setting then. It's rough.
Yeah, it is. Yep. Almost all of the people on our team are sensitives.
Hi, Sim. Come here.
Do shit like. Now, Jen, that was a great question you asked because how do people find?
Well, I know how Jill and Jen got here.
Yeah.
And now we know how Rob and Joan got here. How about you guys, Ryan and Annie? How'd you find us?
So I like a lot of different paranormal pages and stuff, and it came up as a suggestion.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice to know that it works.
Yeah.
I think that's how Mickey found you too.
Yeah.
Simeon. My cat. He's not complying. Oh wait, he's like another child. What?
You are Cindy, you are everywhere. I love you to death, for Christ's sake. Jesus.
I heard what they said though. See, ADD.
I
We
love
lost
it.
them.
No, they'll be back.
Ryan and Ann, yeah, they've been popping in and out all night.
All right, well, I heard your two names, but I don't know who is who. The two single ladies at the bottom.
They're Jen and Jen.
Pretty easy.
They're Jen and who?
Jill.
Jill.
So what happens here is a haunted happy hour is random people get in. They're not random people anymore. They're family to us now. And it's family also to Jen. Everyone could get in and just talk paranormal and just be themselves. And this is the point of what we're doing right now.
I'm a little related to one of them.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk shit. We can talk whatever. And get into ghost stories as we go.
Oh,
Awesome.
your jersey's coming out a lot tonight, sir.
Yeah, your jersey's triggered
It's so
tonight.
funny because
I'm ready to come home.
Yeah.
Come back.
it's so funny because I'm like, wait, where are you from? Because he told us that he's from Florida, and I said, no, you're not from Florida. Where are you from? That sounds like New York.
Not if you're ready to
Like
talk.
Jersey. I'm like, Joyce, you got it. Okay.
You can't let the jersey does not leave you.
When, no, it never leaves you. It's like riding a bike. When she
That's
asked me,
funny.
she goes, "Where the hell are you from?" I said, "Jersey." And she's like, "I thought you were in Florida." No, I'm from Jersey, no matter what.
Yeah. Listen, I live up near Rochester, New York, and I'm sure you just heard it because we go Rochester. We have a flat A here.
It's not. I'm glad it's not from Boston because you got to get cocked.
Boston.
Hey, I'm from Boston.
That's fantastic.
Hey,
It's a nice town.
I am. I park my car in the Harvard Yard all the time. I drink water.
Water.
And then I'm gonna go get my khakis. Sorry.
My khakis. I keep my khakis in my khaki pocket. So there you go.
You're
love it. Your khakis in your khakis.
Pizza too.
When I eat pizza and I carry an umbrella.
I love it. Dude, that's cool.
That's awesome.
And we know people in Cuba.
Always, brother.
Because that's the way we roll in Boston, let me tell you. I was literally born in Boston.
Well,
Fantastic.
this year, Boston's one of my favorite cities because they have like little lines that you could like enjoy history, which I love doing. But I'll tell you this year, I love the Tampa Bay Patriots.
The Tampa Bay what?
Patriots.
Oh my God, Tom Brady. I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven.
Brady.
I have Tom Brady now in my hometown now.
And me.
And you?
What are we now? The New England Buccaneers?
The New England Buccaneers, yeah.
I'm not a Brady fan, nor
None
am
of
I a
this,
Pats
none of
fan.
this. I don't understand any of this.
I'm not sorry.
I don't
I'm a
watch
Bills fan.
more, but when I did like Tom Brady as a quarterback. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. So you can tell the football fans.
And then the show goes dead.
All of a sudden, we're like the non-football people are like,
I
what?
I don't mess with it much no more. Just I don't really play around with TV or anything. Just it is what it is. This is what I do. Bi-weekly, the Haunted Happy Hour, and a Monday night, Real Talk with Dom, and then my books.
See, so okay, I know it's happy hour, so I'll just bring my drink, but I'm not going to drink it. I'll pretend.
Oh, I had a rough night with that stuff. Ooh.
I love this stuff so
Jack
much,
and
but
I
I don't
broke up
drink.
a long time ago.
Listen, I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is au naturel, and I don't need this to let go of any kind of inhibitions. I'm just saying.
He was here, and now
This was here.
The ghosts.
Wait.
The
You guys
ghosts
are both
are
pointing to. Wait, where was yours?
It was here. Now it's here.
Oh, okay. And
It evaporated.
Jill is on top now, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Jill, wow.
that's my girl.
Okay.
That's my sister drinking for me.
I figured that out since when she was on the bottom,
Monday,
Jill
right?
put a red line, so it's like yarn. They put it up to you, so I figured that out.
Hey,
I
Dom,
knew that you guys were related.
Yeah.
you studied voodoo, right?
What's that?
Dominic, didn't you study voodoo?
A lot, yeah.
So do you know about the Hag of Savannah?
Kinda, a little bit.
That's my
so
sister. Shh.
the way I explain myself in this situation is the fact that I study in a lot of it, and I'm not knowledgeable in all of it. I just know things to make myself comfortable to get into the next situation, and that's what I do.
So you didn't go to Haiti University or anything?
And that's how, like, when I did my first exorcism, I had to kind of hit the ground running.
You're steady.
And then, like, I was comfortable from there. Like, I was 100% comfortable because I knew what I was doing. And I'm not afraid.
I find it fascinating.
I'm not afraid.
The whole voodoo religion is just absolutely fascinating and beautiful.
I think it's beautiful too. I've actually what they just did a documentary recently where the voodoo, where they walked miles with a goat and they're all chanting and singing to sacrifice the goat, but it was something in a way where it was not for bad, it was for good, to bring almost peace to the people, what they were doing that day. And I watched it and I was like, holy shit, like they really know what they're doing, and they're like manifesting something in the world. And that's what it's about to me. Like, you could say voodoo, you could say any religion to me, and I'm not going to get into it, but it's about the manifest of how you produce it.
It's the spell, my friend.
Indeed. It's how you do it, and how it works. And when they had many, like it addresses the situation as far as like there's many speaking here to the universe with the same situation. I think that's how voodoo works. I'm not really sure.
No, all magic works. It's manifestation.
That's right.
Yeah, whether it's paganism or, whatever.
Or Catholicism. Any
or
of it.
Christianity or, Buddhism. Yeah.
When I went to Marie
It
Louvet,
can be for good or for evil, all of them.
yep. When I went to Marie Louvet's shop in real life, the real one,
Right.
there was an energy, and then there was these kids called gutter punks, and you got with them, and they took me to her real grave, not the one that the tourists go to. I saw Marie Louvet's grave.
Yeah.
There was real shit on there, like there was X's everywhere, and then like gifts that you don't see where the tours go. You know what I mean? It was like real life. When I saw that for the first time, I knew that there was something more in this life as far as like everything else,
Well, that's an interesting line of thought, because there's places like New Orleans for me is the place where I feel like if I walk down the street in New Orleans, I can hear the stories of all the paranormal going on, all the ghosts around me. I can actually like feel them.
That's cool.
And like I wonder how many places around that we visit have that energy.
Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah.
St. Augustine here in Florida. St. Augustine is crazy.
Yeah.
Gettysburg.
Yeah.
Amazing energy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it there.
Whenever we're running on a 20-minute marker right now to end this, but right now, let's do this. And I just want to say again, thank you guys for being here. You guys made the show. You really did. I was super fucking nervous going into this. And here we are.
Nothing to be nervous about. It's a bunch of friends hanging out and having fun.
Well, before when I interviewed you.
Lots of fun.
Indeed.
And ghosts.
Okay, so you guys want to hear a ghost story?
Always.
Sure. Okay. I won't call it a ghost story. I'll call it an interesting thing. So let's see. Friday. It was a week ago this past Friday. And I was actually home alone. What? Listen, I have 2 teenagers. It's not very often that I can be home alone. But they went to my cousin's house to hang out with her son. And it was just me by myself. And I've had activity. I'm used to this house. I've been here for 10 years. I knew what was here. I rent. So I knew what was here when I first looked at the house. It wasn't like it was any kind of like, oh my, that's scary. No, I knew there was a portal. I knew there was already stuff there going into it. I already saw people. I'm used to it. However, the physical manifestations, I'm not so used to. So I was sitting here and I kept hearing stuff. And I ended up going upstairs to bed, and it's always late. So it's like almost 2 a.m. I think it was. It was like 1:30-ish. So I go upstairs, and the downstairs is completely dark. I I don't have the light on in the hallway. And so I'll set it up. I'll explain it this way. Okay, so this will be, how am I going to set this up properly?
20 minutes.
So on one side is my son's room. On the other side is the bathroom. And then there's just the stairs come up and around. So the stairs are right next to my son's bedroom. And then you come to the hallway, which is next to the bathroom. So I had come up the stairs, went to the bathroom, came out of the bathroom, and I was going to walk to my bedroom, which is back this way towards the front of the house. And I decided, I'm not going to do that. And I turn around and I look towards my son's room because a light caught my eye. It's these two little blue flame looking things, like these two little blue things sitting there. And they weren't on the wall. They were hovering above the floor about this much. So I'm like, okay, stop. We got it. I go into skeptic mode immediately. Okay, there's no window light exposure from my son's room. The drapes are covered. There's no lights on in there. Okay, nothing there. Nothing can come up from the stairs because even if it's headlights, it can't come up the stairs because there's a curtain on the big door, the big front door, because it'll be cut off from the header, right? So it can't be that. Okay, how about from the window that's right next to it? Oh, gotta be like maybe some headlights coming and nope, no, it isn't. The trajectory of the lights would not work.
You get forensics involved and
exactly. There was no eastbound coming, no traffic eastbound. It's very dark outside. It's 1:30 in the morning. And so I'm like, okay, the light's on in the bathroom. Could it be? And I'm like, no, there's not any possibility because the lights actually like blocked from like just coming to shoot where this was. It's just not possible. And so I just was like, okay, thank you. I appreciate you showing me yourself. And I had to go on because there was no logical reasoning for it. There's no like scientific way to disprove it, right? So it was just, I had these blue lights. They were two little blue lights that were there and they came. I looked at them and they disappeared in front of me. I was like,
that goes back to what we were talking about that a little bit before you joined on, Cindy, that how we see these things, we experience them, and we're always like trying to either rationalize it or debunk it or have some physical evidence of it. And it's so often that we just kind of discount that experience, you know, but we know that we had it and that there's so much value in that.
And this is the thing is because we've had this kind of experience before. So it's not like the first time. It is my first time with this color. However, we've had this experience and it was on a night that I had an open house where people were coming in. I was doing readings and then we did a group seance. And so and everybody that night experienced something. But the people that saw it, besides myself, I saw it as a yellow-orange, like more like a candle flame color. Everybody else saw it as blue that saw it. And there was probably about 3 of them that saw it.
Well, you have a different way of looking at things too, because you see things that all of us can't. So maybe you saw it in a way that it was meant for you.
So I've been doing this for a long time, right? So, I mean, I'm 73 and I've been seeing things.
73? God damn, you look gorgeous.
Wow. I couldn't even get that.
That's because we're not in person and we don't have a great camera.
Listen, you say thank you and you move on.
Thank you. You're welcome. Anyway, so this has been happening to me for a long time and to us as a couple for a long time. And Still, every time it happens, every time we say, did you see that? Did you hear that? Every time.
Yeah.
Every time it's exciting.
human
Every
nature.
time it's thrilling.
It's human nature to want, like, to share that experience, to want to share that.
And the funny part,
fun every time. It's shocking every time. It's like, oh my God, every time.
I literally didn't have, like, it was just me. And I'm like, God damn it, they're not here. Because I literally, as I'm watching it, I turn my head, look back. I'm like, okay, you're still there. I'm not imagining you. But this is the thing is, so normally I'm experiencing things much differently than physically seeing things with these eyes, right? These eyes don't usually see shit. So it takes me aback.
This
eyes. When those
eyes see something, you're like, whoa. Yeah,
exactly. When they do shit like that to me, I'm like, you're gonna do it to me by myself now? This is bullshit.
So the essence, do you know what the essence experiment is? It's where you wear noise canceling headphones and you have a blindfold on, and someone asks questions and you're listening to a spirit box. We were doing that at the courthouse, and he was the one that was in blindfold with noise canceling headphones on, and he said,
I wasn't hearing anything for the longest time, and then all of a sudden, well, I was hearing the radio stations and static, but I wasn't getting any words. Nobody was talking, and I kind of went down below that, and then I heard a whistling, and I said to her, I hear whistling.
But here's the thing. I was hearing whistling audibly.
But I didn't know that. So then I went.
And he didn't know that I was hearing it because he's got blindfold on and noise. And I'm like, I'm hearing whistling.
Okay, can I say something? Was there anything having to do with the train or something with that? Because I literally, as you guys are talking about this, I literally keep seeing a train.
There was a train
heard a
just
train
about
that
2 minutes
same
before
night.
that
2 minutes
happened.
before that, there was a train whistle. But this was a person
Went right
whistling.
by. You know?
That's crazy.
Awesome.
I literally kept going, okay, what is up with this train while they're talking about this? Literally, I knew it was attached to that, what you guys were talking about.
And I was like, I couldn't stand it because he didn't know that I'm hearing it audibly, and he keeps saying, I'm hearing whistling, and then he'd go, I'm hearing whistling.
But
Every
then-
time he'd say that,
But
I'd
then
hear a
I
whistle.
copied the whistle.
Oh my God, you guys!
That's amazing.
You're in Tampa Bay, and you're in.
And she was hearing the same thing.
Right, and
So-
that is the beauty of the haunted happy hour.
So is that weird for you guys? I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I mean, so you guys, let's just get this straight, right? You guys are relating an experience that you had down in Florida, and here I
2
am
weeks
up
ago.
in upstate New York
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks later, and I totally am picking up on your experience that you had back then.
That's what I like about the paranormal. That's what I love about it.
So this is
They never
reverse
met.
viewing.
Yeah, reverse past viewing.
Fast viewing.
Yeah.
What you call it.
Not remote viewing, past viewing.
Right.
We have noticed an uptick on a lot of the shows of whistling. They're hearing whistling a lot more.
Now there's
recently.
whistling. Are you hearing that in the paranormal? Because we're hearing, everyone's hearing whistling. It's sort of like, I don't know if you've noticed, but the entities kind of all go on this thing where you experience common things. Everybody does all over the world, in Russia, in the United States, everybody. Right now, all the entities are whistling. It's like they got together and said, let's all whistle.
Yeah.
No.
They had a happy hour and decided how they were going to communicate.
There's a certain way. All right, guys. Now I only have a few minutes left. I want to start with Jen real quick.
You mean on the show, right?
Yes, only on the show.
Now, Jen, tell everybody how to get a hold of you and the Haunted Happy Hour, plus your tours. Please just speak.
Yeah,
So you can sign up for updates on JerseyShoreGhostTours.net if you subscribe to the website. I send out emails like once or twice a month with all of our updates. Also, you can find us on Facebook, Jersey Shore Ghost Tours on Facebook, and there's going to be a link there to join the Haunted Happy Hour. It does require approval and for you to answer a few questions. If you don't answer the questions, we won't let you in. It's kind of become our sacred little community here, so we want to keep it that way.
Yeah.
So all that information will be on Jersey Shore Ghost Tours on Facebook and through our updates on our website.
Indeed. Also, tonight, Cindy, please tell everyone how to get a hold of you as well, too, and how to see you.
So let's see. Monday nights from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am on Paratalk Radio. I'm the host to Ted Van Son, my Teddy Poo Poo, and it's Paratalk Radio. On Tuesday nights, I have Tarot Tuesday on Facebook, Psychic Cindy, or YouTube, The Psychic Cindy, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on Thursdays, most weeks, you'll find me on Just Cindy on Psychic Cindy on Facebook and The Psychic Cindy on YouTube. Oh, and I'm also on Tuesdays on Psycho Bunny Death Cult as well. I am streaming there as well.
You are
busy.
Yeah, you are busy.
I am just pouring myself out, I tell you.
Friggin' everywhere, and we're going to keep going.
I like it, friends.
Real Talk with Dom, check out my books and shit like that. But I don't want to end this on my note tonight. I want to end this on Jen's note. So I'm going to say goodbye to everyone. And I have the structure to end it, but I want Jen to say goodbye to the Haunted Happy Hour. I really appreciate all of you, and thank you for all you do. Bi-weekly, we are here, and I appreciate what you do, Jen. So
Thank you.
I'm gonna let you close this, and then we are here for you.
I feel like I need like a closing ceremony for everybody.
As soon as you're done.
I think that was what Cindy needs in her house, a closing ceremony for that.
Yeah, maybe that'll stop.
It's the funny part is I literally had just smudged like with sage and Palo Santo literally 2 weeks ago, like the Wednesday before this all happened, maybe even Thursday. So this only happened a week and a few days ago, and I literally smudged like the day or two before that.
You better check your freshness date.
I know, right? I'm thinking. They're
And
like,
Palo Santo, I even like that better than sage now. I just love it.
The Palo Santo?
Oh yeah, I do. I love it.
The vibrations are different than sage.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's
I like
really,
it.
really amazing.
I gotta use the spray stuff so that I can continue to breathe.
Yeah. I use this a lot too on myself and like if I need a quick smudge, I use my Urban's Edge smokeless smudge.
Yep.
Good shit, man. Good shit.
So I think we only have like 2 minutes left. I just want to thank everybody so much for joining us tonight. I know it's a little bit late for some of us. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming to the happy hours. I just love this community, and thank you for giving me so much to look forward to.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks, Dom.
So much love. And thank you so much, DJ, for putting this all together and keeping us together. This is amazing. Thank you.
It's been fun.
All right.
See you Thursday.
See you guys.
Or we used to say it's been real, man.